Hello everybody and welcome to today's science lesson. So, today in science we are going to identify and classify, so we're looking at grouping things, okay, as we have done quite a bit this term, and we're going to be grouping animals based on their diet.
Okay.
So, a few things then. We're going to start actually today with looking at some of the vocabulary that we need to do this lesson, okay, some of the words we need to be clear about, alright? And first of all is a word I said just a moment ago, which is diet, okay? So diet, you might have heard the word diet as in, you might have heard somebody say, I'm going on a diet. But actually what diet means is just the food that a person or animal eats, okay? So my diet is what I eat. Your diet is what you eat. A dog's diet is what a dog eats, all right? Simple as that. So we're grouping animals today based on what they eat. Now, the next three terms, I hope you are familiar with. You certainly covered them last year when you were in school. But just to remind us of them, we've got carnivore, herbivore, omnivore, okay? So if you're a carnivore, that means you only eat meat, okay? And by that, you mean other animals, okay? So carnivores are animals that exclusively eat other animals, all right? Herbivore are animals that only eat plants, okay? So animals that only eat plants.
So plants, it's kind of, could be vegetables, fruits.
It could be vegetables,
kind of
fruits, it doesn't just mean grass.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, very good point, Mr. Fenn, okay? Essentially though, what it means is not animals. Yeah?
Yes, yeah,
So they don't eat animals, all their food is non-animal.
Don't eat fish, don't eat any
burgers.
meat. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
But they could have the lettuce in the burger.
Yeah. Okay, and then finally, we've got omnivores, okay? Omnivores eat animals and plants, okay? Now, I'm an omnivore. Are you an omnivore?
I am an omnivore.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know that, yeah. We eat lunch together every day, don't we?
I will basically eat anything.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. So carnivores only eat meat, other animals. Herbivores eat plants, only plants. And by that, as Mr. Fenn rightly said, that includes fruits, vegetables, so on. And then omnivores eat it all, okay? Other animals and plants, okay? So let's apply that. We're going to play a fun game of carnivore, herbivore, or omnivore.
Classic game.
The classic game.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to look at an animal. Here we go, we've got lion first.
Okay.
And then over on this side where you are, Mr. Fenn, it tells you what the lion likes to eat. And we've got some pictures there. So, what does the lion like to eat?
So, I like to eat buffalo, zebra, and wildebeest.
There we go. There's a couple of pictures there of a buffalo and a zebra. What are you thinking there, Mr. Fenn? Carnivore, and children at home, please have a think now. What do you think this lion is? So that's what it eats, buffalo, zebra, wildebeest. What do we think? Carnivore, herbivore, or omnivore?
Okay, so, are the animals there is eating meat?
Yep.
It must be a carnivore.
Let's see if Mr. Fenn's right. Do you agree with Mr. Fenn at home? I hope so, because Mr. Fenn is absolutely right. Lions are carnivores, okay?
Yeah.
They eat other animals.
And I've seen, when I've been to Colchester Zoo, I've seen them feeding the lions, and they just throw out
bits of meat, don't they?
Yeah, big steaks, basically, bits of meat.
No salad.
No,
See,
salad.
if you go to the zoo, you don't see lions eating salad.
No.
Yeah. Okay, next one then. I am a zebra. Sounds ridiculous saying that. I've never said that.
We've all been
before.
thinking it, Mr. Lake.
I am a zebra. I like to eat grass.
Okay.
Okay, so carnivore, herbivore, or omnivore. Have a think. Which one is it?
Right.
Over to you.
So the zebra is only eating plants, so it must be a herbivore.
Let's see if he's right. Do you agree at home? Absolutely right. Yep, zebra is a herbivore. Doesn't eat other animals, only eats plants. Okay, I am a wolf. I like to eat beavers and birds. And other things too, by the way, for all these animals. I'm just picking a couple of the things they might eat.
Okay, so you're telling me, so wolves, they like to hunt animals and eat animals. So they hunt their prey and eat it, so a wolf must be a carnivore.
Absolutely right, Mr. Fenn. You are correct. A wolf is a carnivore. Hopefully you got that at home as well. Okay. I am a bear. I like to eat fish and blueberries. I don't know if that's together. Never have fish and blueberries together, but there we go. So there's part of the diet of a bear. Like to eat fish, sometimes like to eat blueberries. What are we thinking?
Okay, so eating fish, that's another animal.
Yep.
So it's basically meat. So they're eating other animals, and then blueberries, fruit comes from plant, is part of a plant. So they're eating both.
Mm-hmm.
So they must be an omnivore.
Let's see if Mr. Fenn's right. Did you also guess omnivore? I hope so, because bears are omnivores. Yeah, absolutely right. They eat other animals, fish, and they also eat plants as well. Okay, so we're moving on from that. Hopefully you've got a really clear idea of carnivore, herbivore, omnivore. Carnivores eat
only meat.
Brilliant. Herbivores eat
only plants.
Omnivores eat
meat and plants.
Absolutely right. Okay, so before we go on to our activity today, there's one more thing I want us to look at. Okay, so have a look at, and I'm just going to make this a bit bigger. That's covering some of it here. Okay, but we've got a diagram here. I'm just going to move this as well. There we go. We've got a diagram here. Okay, so I've got a heading here that says land, a heading here that says water. All right, and then there's these two circles that seem to overlap. All right. Now I'm just wondering, if you look at this at home as well, what do you think this diagram is exactly? What is it showing? What information can I get from looking at this? Okay. So what do you think this diagram shows? Mr. Fenn, what do you think is going on here? What do these overlapping circles show?
Right, this one you've got animals that live in the water.
Yep.
Right? Dolphins are only in the water. Fish, you don't see a fish out of water unless it's on a plate, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So these animals live in the water, right?
Yep. And we can see there's a heading there that says...
Yeah, it tells me.
Yep.
Now this one says land. So over here, dogs live on land, don't they? Chickens or horses live on land, okay? Yep. But then in the middle, it's animals that live sometimes in the water, could be in the water, could be on land.
Yep,
so I know crocodiles you might see in the water, but you might see them on the side of the river. A duck, obviously you see ducks walking around on land, don't you? But then sometimes they get in the water. So the bit in the middle is both.
Perfect. Yep, so Mr. Fenn did a great summary there. Hopefully you kind of got some of that as well at home. Yeah, this is called a Venn diagram. All right, what's it called, Mr. Fenn?
A Venn.
No, not a Venn diagram.
Should be a Venn diagram.
Brilliant. Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, invented by your cousin, Mr. Venn. Yeah. So back on track. Sorry. So this is a Venn diagram, not a Venn diagram, a Venn diagram. Okay. And it's two circles. It can be more than two circles, but for today we're only looking at two circles. Each of those circles is a category, okay? So, as Mr. Fenn noticed, this one was land animals, this one was water animals. But the circles overlap, they go over each other, because there are things that fit into both of those things, right? And rather than draw a duck twice in water and then in land, if you just put them overlapping, you can put them in the middle, in the bit that overlaps, okay? So Venn diagrams can be really useful for showing some kinds of information, all right? And actually, we thought they'd be really useful for the information we want from you guys today, okay? Because we have been looking at carnivores, herbivores, omnivores, okay? So I'm just going to move this for a second and make... There we go. Let's move that there, okay? And I've got two circles here, and they overlap in the middle, right?
Okay.
I'm going to make this circle carnivore.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make this circle herbivore. Okay?
Right.
Carnivores only eat
meat.
Herbivores only eat
plants.
Okay, so what do you think then is in the middle?
I think you're going to have omnivore.
Yep.
Because they eat both.
Absolutely. And it makes sense that omnivore's the one in the middle, right? Because in this circle, the animals in there will only eat meat, right?
Yeah.
And in this one, they're animals that only eat plants. whereas omnivores eat plants and meat, okay?
Yeah.
So they fit both of those things, yeah? Okay, so we've sent out today in the resources pack, first of all, there is a Venn diagram. As ever though, let's remind you that you don't have to print this off. You can just draw two overlapping circles.
Yeah.
You could even trace over something circular, that's what I...
Well, yeah, you just draw around a mug.
A mug or something, yeah,
Or
absolutely. Okay?
If the circle's not perfect, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so feel free to draw them by hand, the Venn diagram, okay? So we've got carnivore, herbivore, and then the overlapping bit, the bit in the middle, is omnivore, okay? Now also in your resources pack, we have got a table, this is part of it here, we've got a table, and on one side we've got marine animals. What do you think I mean by marine animals?
I think marine animals means animals that might live in water.
Absolutely right, okay? And that is our topic, isn't it? Under the sea. So we've got
Yeah.
some marine animals, okay? Got sea turtle here, a manatee, a marine iguana. And then on this side of the table, we've got the animal's diet. What do I mean by diet?
Food. They
Yeah,
eat.
the food it likes to eat, okay? So you'll see animals and their diet. And from that information, we want you to put the animals into the right place on your Venn diagram. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep, so let's do one together so you get the gist of this.
Right.
Let's look at the sea turtle, Mr. Fern. Actually, no,
Let's come to yeah.
let's come to... In fact, let's actually start so we don't give away the answers.
Yeah, okay.
Should we start with
Let's
a
do
non-marine animal?
Okay. Right, we started with lion, didn't
Yep, so let's start with lion.
we? Lions eat meat. Lions are carnivores, okay?
Yep, absolutely. So where do I need then? I'm
Let-
gonna make this smaller
Let's
again.
put lion in the carnivore one.
Yep.
Okay?
Okay, so I'm going to put lion in here. Yeah?
And I think some of
'Cause
you
it's carnivore.
they might want, if you don't have to, but you might want to draw a nice
Yeah,
picture of a
absolutely.
lion as well.
Yeah. That's why I've included pictures. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yep, so
Um,
lion.
We like pictures. It looks nice on Dojo.
It does look very
yeah.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so lion,
Lion.
carnivore.
Right. The other one you did was a zebra,
Yep,
and they
Eats grass.
So only eats plants. So they're herbivores.
yep. Zebra.
Okay. Now the omnivore you talked about was a bear because they eat fish and plants.
Yep,
berries.
absolutely.
So a bear was carnivore and herb. Well, it's an omnivore.
Yeah,
so
it
it
eats
goes in-
meat and it eats plants.
Yeah. So it's in there, isn't it? A bear.
Absolutely. So the bear would go in the middle bit. Okay? So you're doing exactly what we just did there. You've got these animals and their diet. Okay? Your job is, from that information we've given, to put them in the right place on your Venn diagram. If they only eat meat, they're going to be a carnivore. If they only eat plants, they'll be a herbivore. And if they eat both meat and plants, they're an omnivore, which means they go in the middle. Okay? Because they tick both of those boxes, as it were. Okay? So have fun doing this. We'd love to see what you produce today, so do feel free to send it over to us on Dojo. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Oh, I'm rolling back, and I'll tell you why.
Is it this extension?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That was why you were looking at me. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
why
I
is
was
Mr.
like,
Fenn glaring
yeah.
at me? I didn't say that. I mean, we've sent out, I can't remember how many animals, maybe 6 or 7 or something like that. Do feel free to add more, and you can do research on the internet.
Yeah.
That's how I came up with this, by the way. I didn't know what sea turtles eat, for example. I found out on the internet. So feel free to do some research, add more animals. They don't have to be marine animals. You could also just do some other animals as well. So yeah, please do feel free to add more. Hopefully you haven't already stopped the video and missed this part. Thank you.